Good evening. Today is the 2nd of February. Welcome to Voice of British Orthodoxy. I'm Arena Lazar. I hope you've all had a great day. We have a couple of entries for today. We have 2 entries in the group chat, a bonus entry in the book, and then 2 unique bonus entries in the Celtic Saints website. Let's get right into it. Our first saint of the day is Saint Fiach, and her date is uncertain. Aside from a church dedicated to her in Cornwall, her life is unknown to us. It is possible she was an immigrant from Ireland, and there are some who believe that Saint Fiach is a variant of Fiacha, a confessor, friend of Saint Patrick, though this is unlikely. Lastly, there are those who identify Saint Fiach with Saint Vouga of Brittany. Vouga of Brittany is commemorated on the 15th of June. I don't know if that person has came up on here. The group chat entry is Saint Fiach, a saint recorded by a church dedication in Cornwall, and here is an old website that has the church and some facts. Feel free to pause and read. The font is said to have been earlier than the bell tower. It is made of a rare cataclysm stove. But it's still post-schism though, unfortunately. Though it's also in that weird grey area of a couple of centuries where you could maybe make a case that there's still Orthodox resistance, but if that was when it was was probably built by the Latins. Anyway, our next entry for today is Saint Laurence of Canterbury, and he is from the 7th century. Second Archbishop of Canterbury, he was one of the 40 monks sent by Pope St. Gregory the Dialogus with St. Augustine, 27th of May, to convert the Anglo-Saxons. According to St. Bede the Venerable, who we commemorate on the 25th of May, St. Augustine sent St. Laurence back to the Pope to report on the success of converting King Ethelbert of Kent and to carry a letter with questions for the Pope. He returned with additional monks, as well as Pope St. Gregory the Dialogust's replies to St. Augustine's questions. A document commonly known as the Libellus Responsionem that St. Bede the Venerable incorporated into his Historia Ecclesiastica Gentis Anglorum. St. Laurence was consecrated the 2nd Archbishop of Canterbury in AD 604 by St. Augustine in order to assure succession, and guided the young church skillfully and successfully through the crisis that followed the death of King Ethelbert. St. Laurence reposed AD 619 and was succeeded by St. Mellitus, 24th of April. The group chat entry says, St. Laurence of Canterbury, the 2nd Archbishop of Canterbury, 619 AD, sent by St. Gregory the Great to England. St. Augustine sent him back to Rome to report on the English mission and to bring more help. The 2nd Archbishop of Canterbury from 604, he suffered during the pagan reaction and fought to flee to France. He was rebuked by the Apostle Peter in a dream, and in the end succeeded in converting Edbold. I'm going to quickly check if there's an icon of him. Wait, there is an icon of St. Laurence of Canterbury. Bruh. This game did me die. This YouTube. I mean, it's not great, is it? Well, it's not the greatest icon. I mean, yeah, this kind of works. I mean, it's a bit pixelated, but I mean, that kind of works. Does he have a Troparion? Obviously, it won't come up for thingy. Wait, is this St. Laurence of Canterbury? I'm not saying it makes no sense for him not to have one, but I would be surprised. This is his, right? I don't actually even know. I don't know if I can trust that is his icon. I mean, like, it comes up as an icon of him, but I'm also not certain. Oh, okay, perfect. Excellent news. I found something. He actually does have a Troparion and a Kontakion. Right, his Troparion is sung in tone 4. And his, and it goes, O holy Hierarch Laurence, shepherd of Canterbury, thou didst not abandon Christ's flock in the hour of trial, but chastened by the chief apostle, thou didst stand fast with tears and courage. Therefore thou didst strengthen the wavering, and didst turn the hearts of rulers to repentance. Intercede with Christ our God, that he may save our souls. When the tempest of unbelief, and the Kontakion is sung in tone 2, when the tempest of unbelief arose, O wise Laurence, thou didst make the temple thy refuge, and prayer thy armour, and bearing the stripes of the apostle as a seal of thy fidelity. Thou didst restore the labour of the gospel in the land. Wherefore we cry to thee, rejoice, steadfast Father and intercessor for our souls. Now, the question is... Okay, this implies that this is an Orthodox thing, so I am hopeful. I hope this person's Orthodox. If it's not, I mean, then I've made a very glaring, not good error. Either way, so... We do have so the bonus entry from the group chat is Saint Burchard of Würzburg, first Bishop of Würzburg, bracket 754 AD. Saint Burchard of Würzburg, in German Burkhard or Burkhard, was an Anglo-Saxon missionary who became the first Bishop of Würzburg, bracket 741 to 751. We have two... Oh wait, I want to start off with Saint Columbanus. We have St. Columbanus of Ghent, who is an Irish abbot, so he is within the bounds of this channel, so I will include him. Feel free to pause and read. And then we've got Ronan of the Isle of Man. Now you might be wondering, Lazar, why did you leave St. Ronan till last? Because he also has a Troparion and a Kontakion, and well, I want my copy and pasting to be as easy as possible. Anyway, pause and read. We'll see if these links work, because why not? Ooh, okay. Apparently these. Maybe I could also leave this in the description. Seats for 250. You'll love to see it. So these are kind of old. They're old, but they're post-schism. But they are dedicated to pre-schism saints, which, to give credit where it is due, is something that the Anglicans are actually pretty good at doing. Anyway, his Troparion is sung in tone 4. As endowed with the beauty of speech, thou didst preach Christ's saving gospel to the inhabitants of man, O Hierarch Ronan. Wherefore, O Saint, being mindful of the power of words, pray that our every utterance may be to the glory of God, that at the end he will grant us great mercy. And then he has a Kontakion sung in tone 6, which is also known as the Plagal second tone or mode. We sing thy praises, O righteous Ronan, praying for grace to emulate thee, that the example of our lives may proclaim the love of God to those that around us. Right, that is it. May those saints intercede for us before the righteous judge. I've been Reader Lazar. God bless you all. And Amen.